Welcome back to News Geelong. The City Gallery here in Geelong is finely tuned to entertain families and visitors to our great city over the holiday period. There are some excellent exhibitions, one of which is a classic ceramic showing featuring the fine works of Australia's foremost contemporary ceramic artists, Stephen Bauer, creating imposing and virtuoso works for all ages. Ian Rembrandt Nichols has the story.
Well, over the festive season and into the new year, if you're looking for something different, a visit to the Geelong Art Gallery will see these magnificent ceramics from Stephen Bowers and an iconic exhibition from the Jam Factory in Adelaide. We're talking with the director of the Geelong Art Gallery.
Ceramics, both historical and modern, including the great collection here of British 18th century richly painted ceramics, which on opening night we had trouble bringing the artists to the rostrum. Said that indeed it is that great 18th and 19th century tradition of painting rich topographical, architectural or general genre subjects on porcelain that is the basic inspiration for his work.
Well, when you look around, you see all these Aussie icons, if we can use that term, the Major Mitchell cockatoo, the kangaroo, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, so many things that have been part of this land for years.
A sense of his work has been described as representing a jamboree of patterns and motifs, and I think the word jamboree is wonderful because it says they're from all corners of the earth and all corners of the land, high art and low art, and as you say, there's the iconic buildings, the Harbour Bridge, which actually features in his many times repeated willow pattern pastiches, the famous blue and white willow pattern, the fanciful oriental garden and the little arched bridge across Lovers Walk. In the willow pattern features a lot here, but in fact the bridge is the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the lovers are going across with an opera house in the background, and wonderful cartoon characters also featuring in little vignettes from the Sydney Daily Mirror. The famous, from the 40s through to the 70s, I think, there was the cartoon strip Buffhead, the character with that cantilevered hairstyle and expression. Well, Buffhead appears here quite a lot. Luna Park appears. Very serious patterns and very beautiful paintings of Australian wildlife and vegetation. In particular, the famous Banksia plants are magnificently painted in these great big palace vases, as he calls them, behind me here. We see ravishing paintings of the Banksia flower and of parrots and of all sorts of cockatoos. They're tours de force of painting.
Well, we are so fortunate it's on display in regional Victoria only at the Geelong Gallery.
Till February 19th, and yes, Geelong Gallery is the only venue in Victoria, all told, for this exhibition, and there's a great following for Bowers. There's a great enjoyment and love of his satirical, humorous imagery investigating national identity.
And from one buffhead to another, enjoying a nice cup of tea here at the Geelong Gallery. This is Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you to Joy Lego and the staff at Max for allowing us the opportunity to be present and bring you some of the special feelings on such a special this. A great day of celebration, the blessing of Max Chapel of St Nicholas. And Joy Lego, the CEO, joins us. Joy, congratulations. A wonderful day and a magic moment in the life of Max here in North Geelong.
Absolutely, Graham. We're just delighted. We've waited a long time for this special place to be blessed, and it's been a lovely service today and a celebration of all our faiths, with 12 different representatives from different faiths being present and saying their piece from their sacred text and presenting us with their texts to stay with us here in the chapel.
Where did the idea initiate and begin to gain its foundation to where we are today?
Oh, it started in 1994 with our when we first opened, and we recognised the need, how important the spiritual needs of our residents were, and we often reflected, wouldn't it be lovely to have a special place? So it's taken us 19 years, but we've got here in the end.
And it's a beautiful building, and has certainly been well blessed today by one of our outstanding leaders in our community, and Father Mick Fitzpatrick.
Absolutely. I have the highest respect for Father Fitzpatrick. He's been with us from day one. He was the first clergy member to come in to Max and nurture and care for our residents, and that relationship's last the whole of 19 years, so it was only fitting that he be here today and lead this service.
And Joy, you could tell from the joy on the faces of the congregation, which included patients, members of staff, members of the community, members of families who have clients within the Max organisation. There was that special feeling around the congregation.
Look, absolutely. I think as this building, as it's being built, we've felt that it's a special place already, and then today, just bringing everybody together has just, it has been a magical experience, actually. There is a greater being with us today, I'm sure, blessing this building, and I know it's going to be a place of great reflection and of comfort to people in the years to come.
We used to come and have mass in corridors, sort of thing, but they've always been very welcoming of any spiritual help that's been given to patients, most welcoming, and there's always been a terrific spirit in the place. I can't speak highly enough of the care that they've given and the holistic approach, I suppose, not only the physical needs, and especially, I guess it must be hard sometimes, people of different, especially in older people of different nationalities, but the way they blended them together, and it's often their religion, of course, it does unite them too, and it's great that they can now have a place that's going to be very special for them to meet and to celebrate.
And we had the full spectrum of representatives on the altar today, and it was wonderful to see Monsignor Murray partake in the service as well. It must have been, again, something special for you as well as the congregation.
Tiz, is a great man, and of course he heads up the interfaith in Geelong, and he's been the president of it, and and therefore this is something pretty close to his heart, anything that can bring the faiths together. And I think, as he said in his prayer, values, even under different religions, about forgiveness and reconciliation and peace, and trying to engender harmony and justice in the community. And if we can, do that through an interfaith chapel, I'm sure it's going to help to do that even better.
And Father Mick, well recognised around these areas, of course, here at the Multi-Age Cultural Centre, and you really community.
Oh yes, oh well, they're not hard to love, and it's a pleasure really for me to be able to be some service to them, and please God, as long as He gives me the strength to keep going, I will keep going. But I guess my days are probably coming. I'm 81 now, and I'm on the slippery slope, I guess, at this stage.
You got at least another 19 years left in you, Father Mick.
I don't know whether we've got that many, but at any rate, we see what happens. Yeah.
Well, congratulations and happy St Nicholas Day.
Thank you, Graham, and thank you for the opportunity to say a few words on this day. Thank you.
Thank you, the ever-versatile Ian Nichols and his friend, Buffhead. The Multi-Age Care Services, or MACS, as we know it locally, reached another milestone in its continued visionary development with the blessing of a new chapel, St Nicholas Chapel, on site at MACS in North Geelong. News Geelong attended to present some of the special moments associated with this opening ceremonial blessing.